This is the biggest truck we've ever had on the channel and one of the best values too. Let's get into it. This is the Western Star 49X truck and trailer combo from Diecast Masters. And while this thing is absolutely massive, it does come loaded with features and is an exceptional value. And without further ado, here's the Western Star 49X SFFA Tridem axle truck. It's a mouthful. Now right off the bat, you're gonna notice how true to scale this thing actually is to a full-size triple axle truck that you might see hauling a mobile home down the interstate or some massive army tank or huge piece of equipment. It looks great and there is a ton of detail on this truck. Now one thing to point out, I know the name is Diecast Masters and they do make die-cast equipment, I promise, but this is completely plastic. Everything on here is plastic. The rails, the bed, you know, the cab. I don't know if there's any metal on here at all aside from the hardware. The most flimsy part of it is going to be this piece behind the cab that has the oversized load. That's a little flimsy, as you can tell, so just be careful. If you drop this thing, it might end up snapping it. But other than that, the rest of the truck feels pretty good. Up front, you do have shocks. They aren't the best, they are pretty stiff, but there are shocks under there. There's also shocks in the rear as well where your drive axle is. That being said, they aren't the best shocks in the world either, and both have kind of like what a pan car would have in the RC world, where the shocks move together. There's no independent suspension per se, even though in the rear you do get just a little bit of side-to-side suspension. While we're looking underneath the truck, you are going to notice that long drive shaft that comes out from under the cab to the back. Now it does absolutely nothing in that first axle, it just passes right through. The second axle, that middle one, is going to be what actually drives the truck. It's two-wheel drive, but it's a dually, so I guess it's four-wheel drive, but it's two-wheel drive. And then that rear axle does nothing as well, it just sits there and spins. But that being said, there is like a half shaft fake axle coming out. It's just kind of funny. I don't know why they did that. Try to maybe make it look scale, but it's under the truck, so no one's really gonna be looking. But it does nothing. Your battery is gonna mount right in the middle under the cab section of the truck. It is gonna be 18650 7.4 volt style LiPo battery, and it is 2000 mAh. And while the battery size doesn't seem like much, it should be enough to keep this truck running for 30 minutes or longer, depending on if you're gonna use the lights and all the other features this truck has to offer. Now that being said, in order to charge the battery, they do include a USB style charger. It is going to take about 4 hours to charge your truck though, so if you do have a XT30 connector style charger laying around, you're definitely going to want to use that to save you some time. Now the only downside to the battery setup is it is held in with a screw, so you're going to need to tighten and loosen that every time you need to get to the battery instead of just having clips or some other kind of setup. The manual you get with this thing is super detailed. It's going to tell you everything you need to do and how to remedy things. And again, it's that similar brochure style you're used to seeing with the Diecast Masters stuff. Controller wise, I'm super happy they have like the excavator style controller with this truck. It's just really beginner friendly and you can pick it up in just a few minutes. Now coming up top to the cab with the details of this truck, it's absolutely amazing what Diecast Masters did and the attention to detail that they provided. The body lines on this truck look freaking great. I mean, it looks just like the full scale Western Star. You got the squared fenders that are rounded off above the wheel wells. You got the recessions and pickup points in the hood and on top of the cab, even on the sides with the doors are. It just flows really good, looks super lifelike. You do got the cab lights up top, you got the fake air horns, you do have the mirrors on the side, you got the smokestack, you of course got the oversized load sign with the lights underneath it. You also have headlights, the grille, the Western Star logo, the Western Star side badges, the fender flares. Even the tires and wheels on this thing look great. They are held on with a Phillips head screw, but it's barely even noticeable, especially the fronts because they're recessed. Even the treaded rubber tires look really scale, and they did an excellent job with all that. And while you can't open the doors, Diecast Masters also did an excellent job with the interior of this cab. You got the seat with the Western Star logo, you have a fully detailed dash, steering wheel with all the knobs, buttons, gauges. It just looks freaking killer and it's a super nice touch. The only thing that would make this thing even better is if the doors could open so you could actually get in there. That would be sweet. And going back even further, they did do a good job of hiding the servo for the working gooseneck function in there. press of a button, you can lock and unlock your trailer, super sweet. And then in the rear, you once again got the Western Star logo on the mud flaps, as well as taillights that actually work. Now this truck does come fully functioning with lights as well. You got your tail lights, turn signals, headlights, you got your cab lights up top, even that big bar light above the oversized load. Not only that, this truck has sounds too, just listen to it. There you go, start up the engine. Now you do have to start the engine in order to actually use the truck. I'm gonna lift it up here, but check out this other really cool feature it has. Yeah, that's right. Brakes. When you're speeding up and you're going through, you can hear the motor revving up, and then you slam on those brakes, and you get that awesome braking sound also. All right, so while the truck looks amazing, there's a whole nother piece to this you haven't seen yet. So let's put this away, bring that out, and I'm excited to show you guys this. Okay, this thing is absolutely massive. Look how long this Lowboy trailer is. The front portion of your gooseneck is detachable, and this trailer does function as a roll-on trailer with fold-down ramps up front. To attach the gooseneck, all it is push down and twist. Just make sure your little metal connectors are lined up so your trailer should function as normal. And these cables up front are actually going to allow you to move the gooseneck up and down when it's connected to your truck. Now, this model also does come with detachable outriggers. And thank God Diecast Masters made these super easy to take on and off. To take them off, there's just two buttons. You press those in and the pieces are gonna pop right in and out. Now, as far as suspension, there's not a whole lot there, but this is a trailer. They do move up and down in unison. It is super, super, super stiff. Stiffer than I think you'd ever want to put that much weight on here, but it's there if you need it or gonna use it. The axles though, they do roll super smooth. And this trailer really is the star of the show. As cool as that truck is, this trailer is an incredible value. You don't have to buy it with the truck. You can actually purchase this separately. Now, if you're on a budget and you have a different truck or a Diecast Masters truck already, this is an excellent addition, but it is plastic. So just be aware of that. Don't go trying to stand on this and haul your buddy, your kids around. You will snap it. Diecast Masters does list the max capacity at 11 pounds. I think you could get more out of it. Don't quote me on that. If you break it, it's not my fault. But 11 pounds should be no problem for the trailer. Okay, and in the studio, I can't connect these and show you the full thing in frame because, I mean, this truck alone is just absolutely stupid long. Let's show you what it looks like with an actual 10 scale rally car on the bed. And this is gonna be great taking to your local RC meets or car shows and just putting your, your little drift car, rally car. 10th scale or smaller, it'll fit on here real nice. It's not going to be wide enough to haul around like a monster truck or short course truck or anything, even with the outriggers, but with a 10th scale car, it looks super good. Now, as far as a budget rig goes, this truck and trailer combo is going to set you back $500. Ouch, I know. But while that may seem like a lot, in the RC semi-truck tractor trailer world, that is actually really cheap. Just for reference, the cheapest triaxle Tamiya truck that we have in stock is $700 for a kit. That means you're still gonna need all your own electronics, paint, and assembly. And if you've ever built a Tamiya truck before, they are extremely time consuming and probably one of the more difficult kits to build just because of everything that goes into them. And it's up to you for all the fine detail. Now you can go budget kinda with the Tamiya. You can get a single axle truck kit for $400. But again, that is still a kit. It's going to be very time consuming, and that's no trailer either. I think the cheapest Tamiya trailer we have is just over $500. This thing comes completely ready to go out of the package. The only thing you're going to need is just 4 AA batteries for the transmitter. This truck looks really good. It's not perfect, and it's not going to be for the price either. But the truck and trailer combo together look absolutely magnificent. I think for the price, it's going to be worth every penny, but I need to put my money where my mouth is on this thing. We're gonna get outside, run it, test it, see just how good it actually is. Before we get too far, although the truck and trailer are, we're giving away a boat. Check it out, link down in the description below. Posted through Gleam, no catch, no BS, absolutely free to winner. 8 ways to get more entries. You have to be 16 years of age or older, a US resident, and you gotta have fun if you win your new RC boat. Back to the video. Okay, we're testing a little bit of a different mic setup today. Hopefully get y'all some better audio. It is really windy out here too. So, connect that. And Diecast Masters does label it white and black up here. So it's pretty easy to tell. Make sure those are flipped up. All right, hitch is locked. And there you go. You can see that flatbed in action. Look how low it goes, all the way down. And then you gotta press the other one, lift it all the way back up here. So it's not the most beautiful sounding thing in the world, but it does work fairly well here. So one thing I want to point out is just how light this truck actually is. We are easily spinning the tires and getting hung up on this gravel out here. I'm curious once we add a load if that's going to alleviate the issue or make things worse. I'm thinking with a little bit of weight on there though, this should give it some more traction on the loose stone. It should do a little bit better. All right, doesn't this thing just look absolutely sweet though? I mean, it is right full of detail here. Turning radius is not the best. That is one thing. Be prepared to take long, slow, wide turns just like the full-scale trucks. Nice little jackknife action over there. Okay, we got the G made here. We're going to try this thing with a good amount of weight on it. I have not actually weighed the G made by itself, but it is definitely a few pounds. Probably 8 or 9, so it's going to be close up there to what the max load capacity is. But now I'm curious to see if that's going to play into effect of the traction. Hopefully we can go slow enough where it doesn't throw that thing off. I mean, it is just hanging over the trailer, even with the outriggers on both sides. So let's give this a shot here. Now, theoretically, this should give us more traction. Oh, so much better already. So we got a little bit of a grade here, and she is struggling bad, but I think we'll make it to the top here soon. We just got to get rid of that one wheel peel. Give it a little tush push here in the back. She's trying. Finally made it up to the road. Lots more traction up here. This is really what this trailer and truck's designed for. Very easy to jackknife, as you can tell. I'm getting pretty good at that. It does take wide turns to the left. Try to power through it. Awesome. Yeah, when you're going full blast, it gets a little easier to power through some stuff. All right, and we're off. And even with a full load, this thing is surprisingly fast. I mean, you're not hitting no 20 mile an hour or nothing, but this has to be at least 5 or 8 mile an hour. For a truck this long, it seems very quick. And I really don't think you all get the picture of how long this combo together actually is. I mean, this thing is freaking long. It's a lengthy boy. There is the cheater's way to turning around right there. Jackknife it till she hits and pull away like nothing happened. A lot easier to creep along the road here. Take you guys for a little POV ride. Uh-oh. All right, and I know you guys have already seen it with the G-Made on the flatbed, but when this truck and trailer is combined, I really want you guys to grasp just how long it actually is. Here it is next to a Subaru Outback, which is a pretty decently long car. All right, let's measure and see just how long this truck and trailer combo are. We're gonna have to go out longer than that. Right about there, 61 inches. Just about. We'll bring it in, be a little more conservative with our number. So right at 5 feet, 60 freaking inches long, guys. And even with the outriggers attached, we're sitting right at about 8 inches. And with the fenders, right about 7 on the truck. So as far as width goes, it's not very big. It's not super tall. I mean, at the top of the cab sign, we're a little under 10 inches right there. But the length of this is just absolutely crazy. It's an absolute eye turner. Okay, so one last item of business I did want to test was backing on to the Lowboy trailer. Pop that up there, like, we'll just pretend that's what you do. Get that lined up, because you know my backing up skills are pretty terrible here. Okay, so with the two-wheel peel, we're gonna have to get a running start at this. Holy crap! It actually made it off the back. Okay, so not too shabby at all. All right, so there y'all go. A little look-see-daisy at the Diecast Masters Western Star 49X SFFA tandem truck and lowboy hauler. Now keep in mind, two-wheel peel and 6 axles, you're not gonna get ungodly amounts of torque and speed. And as you saw from the running video, when you're in loose gravel, you're gonna get caught up, you're gonna be one-wheel peeling there a little bit. But if you run this thing on the road on a hard packed surface like it's intended for, this is gonna produce a ton of fun for you. It'll be really sweet bringing to the RC meets. It had no problem hauling the G-Made. It would look really cool with a couple 18 scales on there. You put your 10 scale car on there, absolutely no problem. And overall, the semi-truck trailer industry in RC isn't the most beginner friendly. So if you've been on the edge of trying to get into it, looking to try something else in the hobby, get into something new, I think this would be a great start, and it's definitely going to be a lot easier and a lot more wallet friendly than jumping right into the Tamiya stuff. Now that being said, even though this setup is technically hobby grade, you don't get all the perks that hobby grade brings to the RC world. And what I mean by that is Diecast Masters is a little weird when it comes to their RC lineup. Like, this truck, you can't actually purchase separately. In order to get the tri-axle truck, you have to buy this truck and trailer combo together. However, the trailer you can buy separately. And I would highly recommend the trailer if you already have a truck set up or looking for something to haul behind your crawler. This trailer is pretty sweet and it does hold quite a bit of weight. If you want this trailer and you're looking for a truck as well, Although you can't buy this one separately, Diecast Masters does have a green one that looks really similar but is only a dual axle. They have a dual axle dump truck, and then they have a dual axle blue sleeper cab truck as well, and all are compatible with this Lowboy hauler. Now, similar to how you can't purchase this truck separately, you also can't get most of the parts for it. So if you break it, you're kind of out of luck, except for like the servo, the battery, the radio, but a lot of parts on here are not. Now, for 99% of people and applications, that's not going to be a problem. Even at full speed, you know, you're ripping this thing all 5-8 miles an hour, whatever it does, you're not trashing hard enough on it to where you're actually gonna break stuff. But regardless, this isn't really gonna be something that you're gonna be putting under enough stress to actually break. This is something that sits on your shelf most of the time. You bring it out, have some fun, rip it around the swap meets, car shows, shoot some cool videos with it, and pics for Instagram and Facebook. And that pretty much goes with the entire semi-truck category. Even if you're running these things all the time, you're really not like running them in order to break parts and put too much stress on the chassis. So overall, if you're a beginner looking to get into the semi-truck stuff, I think this would be a great option for you to at least consider and look at. If you are interested, we're gonna have links down in the description below to this combo, the green truck, the dump truck, the blue semi-cab. We'll have it all linked down below. You can go through and check them out. You can always visit us on our website, www.naughtyboyrc.com. And remember, keep it naughty.